Hello guys, how are you all? Welcome back to my channel. So, today we are gonna see, what if Naruto's mother lived but they still hated him? Evil Naruto x Kushina. And subscribe if you enjoy the video. And also check the description. So let's begin the story. As you all know, the Kyuubi attacked the hidden leaves, but the reason is hidden. There is a man who was to be a god but failed at that goal. However, he somehow figured a way out of death and did the impossible. He found a way to escape death because of his extreme intelligence. The Kyuubi was in slumber in its den when a voice awoke him. This beast has quite the power. I must have it, said the voice. Who are you? Wait, you're a spirit of the dead. What brings you here, spirit? Asked the beast. I have come to obtain your power for my own uses, and can't do anything to stop me. Oh, and how is that? Asked Kyuubi mockingly. Like this, said the spirit as he grabbed its head and tried to combine with it. Keywords are tried. Kyuubi went into a fit of rage and ran out of the cave. Meanwhile, in a hidden village, a man is happily awaiting the arrival of his son, unknown to him the danger that is heading his way. Come on, Kushina, you can do it. Push just a little bit further, said Minato. Ah! Oh my god, hurry up, damn it! Yelled Kushina. She pushed one more time and the baby came out. The nurse picked it up and handed it to her. Oh look, it's a boy. What do you think we should name him, Minato-kun? Asked Kushina. How about Naruto? Suggested Minato. That's a perfect name for him. Hey Naruto, I'm your mommy and this is your daddy, she said happily. Just then Kakashi burst through the door. Sensei, the Kyuubi is attacking. What should we do? Said a young Kakashi. What? At a time like this? Alright, I'll be right there, said Minato. Minato, what are you going to do? There is only one technique that can stop it, said Minato sadly. Reaper Death Seal, he said in a depressed voice. Kushina was shocked that he would even consider such a thing. She said in shock, what? Minato, what about Naruto? Are you just going to abandon him like that? Besides, who are you going to use it for? She shouted. Minato stayed silent as the answer came to Kushina like a ton of bricks. Minato, you can't. Don't you know what kind of life he will have? They are only human and humans tend to act on their emotions. Please reconsider, she said angrily. I can't. What kind of man would I be if I asked someone else's child? Kushina, please, we have no other choice. I have to do it, he said as he walked to her and kissed her on the lips and took Naruto. Okay, but I hope you are making the right choice, she said as she went unconscious. Minato ran out of the hospital and summoned Gamabuta. Alright, stall him while I perform the jutsu, shouted Minato. You got it. Alright, giant furball, come and get it, said as he charged. Meanwhile with Kyuubi. Get thee out my head. I'll obliterate your entire soul, yelled the beast as he fired fire from his mouth as it burned 20 ninjas. It's no use. Soon your body and soul will be mine and nothing can stop me. NWA ha 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 yeah, laughed the mad spirit. Just then a bright light glow and appeared the Shinigami in all its glory. What's these? Oh, it seems my hunt for your soul has finally ceased. This is just a happy day indeed, said the Shinigami. Ah shit. Damn it, you again. What happened to peace and death? Said the spirit. Don't worry, you'll know who he is in due time. You know what? Said the Shinigami. I have a better punishment for you. You're going to join the Kyuubi in his ceiling, said the Shinigami as he laughed. What? Said both the spirit and the Kyuubi as the Shinigami reached out and put both their souls in the seal on little Naruto. The fourth Hokage started to fall but was caught by Gamabuta. Rest well, Minato. You were a good man, said Gamabuta as he put him down and disappeared in smoke. Meanwhile in the seal. See what you have done, spirit? We are locked up in a damn baby. I hope you're happy, said an angry Kyuubi. You know this could be a good thing. We can manipulate the boy into doing our bidding. You know how humans are, they will want to put their hate on the boy for what we did to the village. What do you say, partner? Said the spirit. You do have a point. Alright, let's try that. By the way, what is your name, spirit? asked Kyubi. Naruto Uzumaki, a harsh life he has. He lives with his mother for he is only 5. His dream is to become Hokage just like his dad, his mother told him. He has been having strange dreams lately about a man trying who almost became a god and make the world into his own vision. He had amazing strength and speed with extreme intelligence. Naruto is trying to see the meaning of these dreams and who is this man. While he was pondering this, his mother called him for breakfast to begin his first day at the academy. Naruto, I made your favorite. Pancakes and eggs, she said. I don't know what they eat there, so just go with it. I'm coming, he said as he ran to the kitchen. So Naruto, your first day at the academy begins. Are you ready? She asked. Yep. And I'm going to be a super awesome ninja just like Dad, he said excitedly. Okay, just remember not to tell anyone. I don't want to be nagged by the old man, okay? She said in a sweet voice. Okay, bye Mom, said as he kissed on the cheek and ran to begin his first day. Kushina smiled and went to the Hokage Tower to receive her mission. As Naruto was walking to the academy, he received the glares as usual from the villagers. He was used to eat but didn't understand why he got such treatment. He made it to the academy as the instructor was welcoming the students. Okay everyone, my name is Irika and I'll be your teacher for the next 4 years. Now will everyone introduce yourselves? After everybody's introduction, the rookie 9 aren't in academy. Naruto failed 3 times in the anime. It was Naruto's turn. Naruto Uzumaki, said Irika. The class immediately was filled with mumbles as they had heard of Naruto Uzumaki, aka Demon Brat. My name is Naruto Uzumaki and my likes are ramen, my mother, and learning. My dislikes are mean people, the time it takes ramen to get done, and people who judge others before getting to know them. My hobbies are playing, training, and having fun. My dreams for the future are to become Hokage, he said, ending it. Almost right after he said that, everybody laughed at him except Irika. One boy said, "Ha, like a stupid dumb kid like you could be Hokage. You're just a nobody," he said, laughing. Naruto was getting angrier by the second until he calmed himself and sat down embarrassed. Okay everyone, quiet down. I'm sure Naruto would be a good Hokage, Irika said with a fake smile. PFF, as if that demon could ever become Hokage. I bet he'll be dead before adulthood, he thought. So after class Naruto walked home in a depressed way. It was then he heard a voice. Boy, you should show them your power and kill them for their insolence, it said darkly. Naruto stopped and looked around and said, Who's there? Nobody replied. He shrugged it off and acted like he didn't hear anything. He got home and said, Mom, I'm home. He saw a note on the table that said, Sorry, I'm not home right now. I'm gone shopping for some more ramen since you ate it all. Love, Mom. He signed and put some sushi on and waited for it to be done. Meanwhile in the seal. This is so boring. Why can't we just do it now? How long must we wait? Asked the demon. We wait for the right opportunity. The time will come, do not worry yourself, said Weskew. You know, you keep saying that and I question, do you really have a plan? They won't attack him because of his mother's reputation as the Red Death. Why can't we do it now? Asked the QB. The reason is that if we go too fast, he will tell his mother of the voices and she will tell the third Hokage thinking that you are trying to break free. Weskew explained. Yes, you are right. Then when we'll go through with it? Asked the beast. When the time comes, he said and walked away. Mumbled the QB. Outside the seal, Kushina just arrived home and put down the bags. She walked to Naruto's room and saw him asleep. She bent over and kissed his forehead and said he's going to be a fine young man, and like his father a legend, and walked away. Little did she know how right she was, just in a bad way. 3 years later, Naruto, who is 8 years old, is doing average, which is surprising because they are making his work too advanced. Naruto's mother had been pushing him into reading and training. Naruto actually liked the reading because he believed learning can help you in times of war and danger. So Naruto was once again coming home from academy and entered his home when he heard noises coming from his mother's bedroom. Naruto was cautious because idiots who tried to break in his home. He peeped open the door and saw a surprising sight. Kushina was on the bed laying down fingering herself while ing not noticing her son. Naruto had come early because Mizuki tripped on a banana peel and fell down the stairs, some ninja he is. At the academy. Needless to say, Naruto laughed his off but was sent home because Mizuki is Irika's friend. Naruto was curious as to why his pants had shrunk just now. "Jackpot baby!" yelled Kyubi. Naruto saw this one time was at the park at night, in the red district. However, a man was helping by licking there. The woman sounded happy as he did it. Lemon alert, don't like, don't read. Naruto got a smart idea. If that woman was happy because of that, then he should make his mom happy. Kushina stopped to breathe when she felt something lick her. Her eyes shot open and was shocked when she saw Naruto there. "Naruto! What are you doing?" she half screamed. "I saw this once, mommy. I figured these would make you happy," he said as his tongue was licking the sides. She was shocked at this. She should be stopping him, but it felt so good. Then he put his tongue inside her, and was eating her. Kushina zed loudly at that, and closed her legs on his head, and started fondling her. About 6 minutes later, she had and screamed loudly. As she came, Naruto licked from her and swallowed it. He tasted good and got from his knees to stand up. Kushina wanted to stop but her mind was clouded by lust. "Come here, Naruto. Let me return the favor," she said seductively. Naruto walked to he and she laid him on the bed and slowly took his clothes off. As she did his pant, Naruto Jr. was at Phil standing straight up. "Wow, for a 7-year-old, these is pretty big," she said excitedly. She slid his drawers down and there was a 8-inch standing. "By the way, I'm straight." She slowly started to lick the head and then took the whole thing in. Naruto didn't know what he was feeling right now, but he felt good. She started bobbing her head up and down. Now he felt really good. In 2 minutes said, "Mom, I feel really weird. Like I'm about to pee but different." "Is that good?" he asked. She was surprised he could, but thought that because of the QB he could. "Yes baby, that's good. Let it all out, it's alright," she said smoothly. So he came and it flew in her mouth. Some was dropping from her chin but she didn't care. She looked and saw that Naruto had a smile on his face. She put a birth control jutsu on herself just in case. "Naruto, listen to what I say, okay?" Kushina asked. He nodded his head. "Lay on your back and I'll do everything else," she said. He listened and got on his back. She climbed on him and slowly sat on his because it's been a while since she had in her. She ed and started bouncing on him as his hands griped her hips and helped. Both of them was in a world of pleasure. Kushina was INGO. Yes, yes, yes. This feels so good. Oh! She screamed. Naruto said nothing as he was having too much fun. Meanwhile in the seal. Holy shit, look at him go. His a natural, said the QB in happiness. Yes, this quite entertaining, Weskier said keeping calm. Ha yes, he's a perfect servant. Just look at how he's handling this, and he's only 7. He's going to be so bad just like me, thought Weskier. Outside the seal. 15 minutes later they switched to Naruto being on top and he was pounding into her. 15 minutes later again, Naruto's stamina and Kushina's experience. They were approaching their climax. Mom, I feel weird again, he shouted. Yes, do it baby. Let yourself go. She screamed as they both came together. Naruto laid down and put his head between her. Mommy? Can we do that again sometime? He asked sleepily. Of course, honey. You made mommy really happy, she said happily. Yeah, was all Naruto said before he went to sleep. Kushina chuckled and she too went sleep. 1 year later, Naruto is in class waiting for his name to be called. Naruto Uzumaki. Called gets up and walks to the front of the class. Alright, perform henge, said Irika. Naruto did the hand seal and turned into Irika perfectly. Okay, next Korave spelling? Naruto switched spots with the chair. Great, you did too, so 4. Now for the last, Bunshin no Jutsu. Ha, from what I saw on his Churka Reserve's observation, he's going fail, thought Irika happily. Hey, is it okay for me to do another kind of Bunshin? Asked Naruto. Yes you can. said Irika. Okay, Kaige Bunshin no Jutsu. He yelled and 3 clones appeared as a perfect copy of Naruto. Irika and Mizuki were shocked. How the hell did the demon learn that? They both thought. So do I pass? Asked Naruto. Yes. Irika said, gritting his teeth together. They handed me his headband as Naruto walked away happily, so after a boring speech, he went home to celebrate with his mom with ramen. After that incident the year before, they started doing that any time Kushina felt like it. About once a week or when something bad happened to Naruto, which was a lot. As he was walking home, he saw that the door had been busted open, meaning somebody is intruding. Naruto ran there with amazing speed. He was, however, met with a sight he'll never forget. A mob of about 20 people had and 5 ANBU had broken in and were beating his mother. She could have handled them, but she just came from another S-rank mission. It was then they noticed Naruto, to his horror. Hey, look, it's the demon. Get him, yelled one villager. Yeah. Burn him alive for my sister, shouted a woman. Let's kill it before it gets too powerful, said a man. Naruto tried to run, but his legs wouldn't move. Run, Naruto! Run! Screamed Kushina. Shut, you stupid bitch! Let's watch us kill her, said the shit-faced villager. They dragged him to her and forced open his eyes to watch. No! Stop it! Please! Leave her alone! Shouted / begged Naruto. About 5 minutes into it, one ANBU pulled out a kunai, said, I'm tired of this. Just kill her! Screamed like a jack and put the kunai by her throat. I love you, Naruto, she said, smiling. The bastard slit her throat, and she fell to the ground. Nuh! Mum! Naruto screamed. Then it became silent as killer intent radiated everywhere. You bastards! I'm gonna kill you all! Shouted Naruto. A shitload of Kyuubi's churka leaked out, and he started to slaughter the all very painfully. He thrust his hand into a man's heart, pulled it out, and shoved in his mouth. He then tore off someone's head and threw it at somebody. Any kind of death possible he did for all the pain, torment, and the death of his mother. After the massacre, there was pounding at the door when it bust open to reveal the 3rd Hokage, Naruto. What happened? Here he said, getting quieter with every word. Blood, guts, limbs, you name it was everywhere. Naruto was in the center of the room crying on top of a body. The 3rd walked over and was saddened to see a dead Kushina. Don't worry, Naruto, it's going to be alright, he said in a soothing voice. He took Naruto and brought him to the Hokage Tower with him. Meanwhile in the seal. Yes, the plans are finally in motion. The time is now, said a calm Weskier. Well, about damn time. I was getting sick of waiting for you, said a happy Kyuubi. -3 days later, we of the council find you, Naruto Uzumaki, guilty of killing innocent people. We hereby sentence you to death, said Danzo. Now wait a second, yelled the 3rd. You can't do that. He acted in self-defense and should be trailed first, said the 3rd. All who vote death say aye. Danzo, Hamaru, Koharu, and most civilians said aye. All who oppose, the entire shinobi and the rest said nay, not because they like him, they understood his worth as the Kyuubi container. You lose, Danzo. However, he still needs punishment for those crimes, said Hayashi. Okay, started the 3rd. He shall be sentenced to 4 years in prison, and be released for the genin exams to be a ninja of this village. Dismissed, said the 3rd. Sign, why must your life be filled with misery, Naruto? The 3rd said sadly and walked to tell Naruto the bad news. Naruto took quite well, for he was still sad over the loss of his mother. In his cell, Naruto started to fall asleep and woke up in a sewer of sorts. Where the hell am I? He said to no one. He looked and saw a cage with the word seal on it. Then a voice said, Welcome, Naruto Uzumaki. We have much to discuss, said Weskiu. Who are you? I think I saw you before, I just can't remember, said Naruto. He was confused as to where was he. It's not every day you wake up in a sewer when you're supposed to be in a cell. I am Albert Weskier. You are going to take my place as god of this world. Humans have grown out of control. They need someone to guide them, to keep the strong, destroy the weak. I'll tell you about myself after you meet someone else, said Weskier as he pointed at a large cage. Aha! So I finally meet my container. I am the Kyubi no Kitsune, strongest of demons. You should be grateful to be in my presence and live, said Kyubi smugly. Naruto didn't show any fear. He knew the Kyubi was inside of him simply because of the villager's name for him. Well, to say you're the strongest makes me wonder why you're in here, said Naruto. The Kyubi lanched at the cage door angrily. How dare you! I should skin you alive and chomp on your bones for that comment, boy, yelled Kyubi. Weskier decided to intervene before things got violent, not like he cared. He needed Naruto alive. Now, let's not start off on the wrong foot here. Let me tell a little about me. I'm not from this time. In my time when I was alive, technology was more advanced. The reason to that is in war counties would do anything to win. A county called the United States was at war with another called Russia. The U.S. sent out an untested nuclear bomb to finish the war, not knowing what would happen. It did what they planned, but the bomb was so powerful that it triggered a disruption in the core of Earth, and Armageddon happened. Millions of people lost their lives. However, they started to slowly rebuild, and somehow obtained the power in which you see today. The reason I know this is because I was already dead when this happened as a wandering soul, so I bid my time and waited for the right opportunity. I sensed Kyubi's presence, and tried to take its power, but as you can see, it didn't work. Finished Weskier. Now that introductions are out of the way, let's start with our training, said Kyubi. How are we going to train? I'm locked up in a cell if you don't already know, yelled Naruto. Not real training, you shit for brains. Mind training. I will train you in the art of battle and demonic jutsu. And Weskier will train you in strength, speed, pain endurance, and accuracy. You already have a good pain endurance, but it needs to better for thing like interrogation if you get caught. Accuracy because Weskier is going to teach you how to make a weapon called a gun out of metal and shoot with it, explained Kyubi. How are you going to teach me anything? You don't even have hands, said Naruto. With a sign, a red mist suddenly surrounded Kyubi. A few seconds later there stood a red-headed woman with a red kimono that flames at the bottom. She had D-cup and 9 foxtails behind her back. She wore a silver necklace that had a fox head with red jewels where the eyes are supposed to be. She had red eyes and claws on her fingers. Also, in Naruto's opinion, had a nice ass. She even made Weskier of all people blush, which should have been impossible. Now, Kyubi started. Shall we begin? 4 years later. It had been 4 years since Naruto's sentence, and now it was time to let him go. The third Hokage knew that Naruto wasn't and may never be the same. He just hoped Naruto was still loyal to Konoha after what happened. As he walked to the cell that kept the blonde, he wondered what's going to happen when he opens the door. The council forbid him to see Naruto until they came for his release. He stopped at the door and paused. Why couldn't they see him for who he really was? The old man asked himself. He opened the door and saw Naruto asleep on a dirty mattress. Naruto, wake up, said the third when Naruto's eyes snapped open. He was dressed in only the prison pants, which were blue since the shirt got too small for him. His hair was wild and had muscles and a six-pack from his physical training. Your sentence is up, Naruto. You're free to go, but first come to my office. We need to talk, said the third Hokage. Naruto followed him without saying a word. They arrived at the office and the Hokage gestured Naruto to a seat. The third sat in his seat behind the desk and said, So Naruto, how has your time been in that awful place? Alright, I guess. The food was crappy, but do you expect? Said Naruto. Okay Naruto, you still remember where the academy is? Asked the old man. Naruto nodded. Good, because the genin exams are tomorrow. Here's some money you could use to buy some cloths or something. Your apartment is still there and I fixed it up for you. Naruto, let me ask you something. What do you now think of Konoha? Asked the third. I think that they don't deserve my help, but since my father died for them, I guess I could give them a chance. Said Naruto. I think they should be burned alive while being stabbed in the non-vital places. Thought Naruto sadistically. I'm glad to hear that, but how do you know who your father is? Asked the third Hokage. My mother told me when I was 5. Naruto said sadly. He can still feel emotions unlike Wesker, he just will have amazing control over them. Look Naruto, I'm sorry what happened to your mother. Is there anything I can do for you? Asked the third regretfully. No, there isn't. I just want to go home and rest. Said Naruto. Okay. Here's the key to the apartment. Have a nice day. Said the third as he handed him the key. Naruto took it and walked out the room. The third looked at a picture on the wall and thought, Minato, I hope you can forgive the villagers for the crimes they have done to your son. In the streets of Konoha, we could see Naruto walking to a clothes store to buy some fitting cloths. Naruto walked in and searched for about 10 minutes for the fight clothes. He went in a dressing room and came out looking totally badass. After he had to forcefully purchase his stuff, he went in a dressing room and come out looking totally badass. He had on a black leather trench coat, black leather gloves, black leather zip-up shirt, black leather pants, black leather belt, black leather boots, black sunglasses, and slicked back hair. So basically, he looked like a mini Wesker. Naruto also went to a blacksmith to buy some metal for the gun Wesker was talking about. So, what are you going to do now? Asked Kyubi. I'm going to go to the ramen shop and eat, go home and sleep because I want to get this day over with. Said Naruto. He walked a few blocks and sat on a seat. 1 bowl of chicken-flavored ramen please, said Naruto politely. Coming right up, said an old man at the counter. Say, who are you? I haven't seen you around these parts. Asked the old man. I don't know how to spell his name, so let's call him Oyaji for now. Wow. Do I really look that different, old man? It's only been 4 years, replied Naruto. Oyaji squinted his eyes and a look of shock came across his face. And Naruto? Is that really you? Asked the shocked Oyaji. Yes. How have you and I am been doing? Asked Naruto. Soon I am came with the ramen, and Naruto paid for his order. Oyaji walked and told her who Naruto was and her eyes turned to shock. She ran and gave Naruto a big hug. Oh Naruto, it's been so long, we've been worried sick about you. How have you been? Asked I could have been better. Naruto replied. So after some chatting time, Naruto bid his farewells and went home to get some sleep. Tomorrow he would attend the academy for the genin exams and hopefully get worthy teammates. The next day, okay everyone, it's time for the exams, so your best Iruka was interrupted when the door flew open. In stepped a cool-looking boy with an aura that screamed, "Don't with me. I am here for the exams. I am Naruto Uzumaki, your former student if I remember correctly," said the dark boy. What? I thought they locked him up, thought Iruka. Here's a letter from the old man himself, said Naruto. He handed him the letter and walked to an open seat next to an emo-looking kid with duck hair. Iruka read over the letter and looked up and said, "Oh, okay, well let's get started." "Hey!" yelled a kid with a dog beside him. "How come gets to take his exams on his first day when we had to work years? I bet he's going to fail anyway." "Inuzuka, you better watch your tongue before I rip it out," said Naruto in a cold tone. Kiba was silenced immediately after that. Several of the girls had stars in their eyes while most of the boys looked on in envy. Naruto just sat there pondering what to do with his freedom for the time being. So he went to sleep. He woke up in his mindscape to see Kyubi and Wesker playing chess. "Damn it, how the hell are you so smart?" asked a frustrated fox. "Why are you complaining?" "We are on a second tie," said Wesker. "Yes, but I'm a 9,000-year-old demon. You're just a 28-year-old man," said Kyubi. "Actually, I'm 49. I just look young because I wanted my spirit to look this way," said Wesker. Hey guys. I just came to see what you guys were doing." "Oh yeah, and Wesker, when are going to make a real gun? I want to actually shoot somebody," said Naruto. "Right after your exams are over. Just be patient," said Wesker. Naruto was then forced out of the mindscape when the yelling of his name was called. "Naruto! Wake the hell up!" yelled Iruka with his big head no jutsu. Naruto walked to the front of the class knowing he was going to pass. "Alright Uzumaki, do the Henj no Jutsu," said Iruka. Naruto did the hand seal and turned into a perfect copy of his mother. Most of the boys had nosebleeds but were frozen when Naruto changed back while looking at them without his glasses on. Needless to say, they were scared when they saw the red cat-like eyes staring at them angrily. He turned back around to hurry up and finish this. "Now do the Kawarimi no Jutsu," said Iruka. Naruto jumped in the air above his head and did hand seal for the jutsu with a chair. The chair fell on Iruka's head and he fell to the ground in pain. "Son of a bitch! What the hell did you do that for?" shouted Iruka. Naruto shrugged and said, "'Cause I felt like it." Iruka looked angry but didn't do anything. "Damn demon! I can't wait till you slip up and be executed. I'll be the first one there," thought Iruka. "Okay, now do the Bunshin no Jutsu," said Iruka. Suddenly 5 pops of smoke appeared around Naruto. Iruka was shocked that he mastered the jutsu, let alone a Jonin rank jutsu. "So do I pass?" asked Naruto with a smirk. "Yes you do. Here's your headband to state you're a ninja of Konoha," said Iruka. Naruto took his headband and took his seat. "You are all honorary ninjas of Konoha. Be back tomorrow for your team assignments." "Dismissed," said Iruka. Naruto walked out the classroom and went to a place he knew he wouldn't be disturbed. The Forest of Death. He ran here once from a mob when his mother was on a mission. He found out that they wouldn't come in there, so he made that his official hiding place. Naruto pulled out a scroll from his coat pocket and unsealed the metal inside it. "Okay, now what?" asked Naruto. "Just do as I say," said Weskyuu. So Naruto finished making the gun, which took about 30 to 60 minutes to make. "I don't know how to make one." "Now see that tree? Shoot it," said Weskyuu. Naruto had 2 Killer 7 guns, Resident Evil 4 mercenaries. He fired at the tree and it put a 7 inches hole in it. "Now try to put Churka in the bullets and see what happens," said Weskyuu. Naruto lined 2 trees up with his red target laser and fired. The bullet went clean through both of them. "Yes, very impressive. You will make a fine ruler indeed," said Weskyuu proudly. Naruto put both guns inside his jacket and walked to his apartment. The next day, Naruto showed just in time for Iruka's team assignments. Team 1, 6, Team 7 Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Harino. Your sensei is Kakashi Hatake. Team 8 Hinata Hyuga, Kiba Inuzuka, and Shino Aburame. Your sensei is Kurinai Yuhi. Team 9 Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Neru, and Choji sensei is Asuma Sarutobi. You are all ninjas of Konoha. You must await for your sensei to arrive," said Iruka as he left. -3 hours later. "Where the hell is he?" yelled Sakura. They had been waiting for quite some time. She was pissed. Naruto patience was wearing thin as well. Just then the door opened and in stepped a Cyclops. "Meet me on the roof in 5 minutes," he said and poofed out of there. They arrived on the roof to see Kakashi sitting down. "Okay, everyone tell me likes, dislikes, dreams, hobbies, blah blah blah. Let me start first. My likes are none of your business, I have dislikes, my hobbies are fun, and my dreams are too mature for you to know. Next, Mr. Dark," said Kakashi. "HMF. I have likes, dislikes, hobbies, and dreams too," said Naruto smiling. "Damn copycat," thought Kakashi. "I'm going to skip the whole 66% failure thing because you already know it, hopefully." The next day Naruto is at the training ground they were assigned 3 hours later. "Hey, where were you? Kakashi told us to be here at 9 o'clock, yelled Sakura. "Well, since he was late yesterday, I figured I'd be late. Just in time too," said Naruto as Kakashi appeared beside him. "Now to start your real genin exams. You have until 12 o'clock to get these 2 bells from. The ones who get them will be genin while the one who doesn't will be sent back to the academy. And one more thing. If you do get the bells you'll be awarded food," said Kakashi as he pointed to 3 stumps with food beside them. Sasuke and Sakura's stomach growled. They looked at Naruto. "What?" "What he says I ate," said Naruto. "Begin," said Kakashi. Sasuke and Sakura hid in bushes while Naruto stood there. "Well, you're a strange one, aren't you?" said Kakashi. "And you're a gay one, aren't you?" replied Naruto. Naruto charged at normal speed and Kakashi prepared to block his attack but wasn't prepared for the strength behind it. The punch broke through his defense, hit his stomach, and knocked the wind out of him. He followed with an uppercut and RKO'd him. Wesker told him to do that for fun. After he got his face out the ground, noticed that Naruto was gone. What the? That punch was like being hit by Tsunade! Exclaimed Kakashi. He felt his pockets and said shit. Naruto found Sasuke and said, here, take this. He handed him the bell. How are you that strong? I need that power to kill my brother, said Sasuke. You'll never know, said Naruto, and ran out of there in a black blur with Sasuke in hand. He found Sakura, handed her the bell, dragged her out to the field where Sasuke was. Kakashi found them and said, I see that Sasuke and Sakura have the bells. Why did you give both bells to them when you could have kept them for yourself? Asked Kakashi. Never in Konoha history did it have a team less than 4 members. There had to be some hidden meaning to this, and it's teamwork, said Naruto. Right. Those who abandon the mission are trash, but those who abandon the comrades are worse than trash. You are all now official a team of Konoha. Be proud, said Kakashi. Sakura cheered and Sasuke smirked. Naruto just walked away to go do some target practice. -1 month later, Team 7 had been doing D-rank missions for a month now. Naruto really didn't feel like doing chores for lazy villagers and counted the number of missions they did. They finally reached the acquired number for a C-rank mission. They were getting their mission report when Naruto said, pardon my interruption, but I believe we have done the acceptable amount of missions for at least a C-rank mission. May I ask if we have one? Sarutobi looked through the number of missions they did and Naruto was right. Oh, it seems that you are correct, Naruto. There is one more left for you. This C-rank mission is to escort a bridge builder by the name of Tazuna. There have been bandit reports, so be careful, said the third as a drunk walked in. This brats are supposed to be protect me? A kid with duck hair, a bubblegum girl, and a wannabe matrix, said Tazuna. Sasuke and Sakura glared at him when Naruto said, make one more comment like that again, and that booze will be in your head from ear to ear, said Naruto coldly and seriously. Tazuna almost pissed himself at that. Now Naruto, no killing the client. We need the money, remember, said Kakashi. Naruto said nothing. Okay guys, meet me at the north gate in 1 hour. Pack your crap fast, said Kakashi as he disappeared. Naruto walked out the room with Sasuke and Sakura. When they got outside they went their own way. Naruto went home to pack his stuff on his scrolls. He put his Killer 7S in his coat pocket and went to the gate. When arrived nobody was there because he had left early. He reached in his coat and pulled out vials labeled TNG. Take a guess at what they are. He put them back in his coat and waited. Soon everybody else arrived. Okay, let's get a move on. I don't want to die of boredom, said Naruto as he started walking. Wait, Naruto. Where's your stuff? Asked Kakashi. Naruto just took out a scroll and continued walking. As they were walking Naruto noticed 2 puddles. Ha, fools, thought Naruto. He pulled out his Killer 7S and bang bang appeared 2 dead ninjas. Everybody else was shocked that he killed them that fast and looked at him. What? They were obliviously waiting in an ambush. I just retaliated, said Naruto. Kakashi spoke first. We could have used them for information. And what were those strange weapons? They could be useful to Sasuke seeing he's an Uchiha, said Kakashi. First of all, started Naruto. They were after Tazuna here seeing as he's a bridge builder. Secondly, the Uchiha. These are my weapons. And thirdly, they're called guns, said Naruto. He turned to Tazuna. I believe you have some explaining to do, said Naruto. Tazuna confessed that a man by the name of Gato who just ate up their country of Wave. He acted as a businessman but was really a croak drug dealer. He took all hope from Wave and is now hunting down Tazuna because that bridge just may save Wave. Let's think about this for a sec, said Kakashi. All who say we stay, raise your hands. Naruto and Sasuke raised their hands. If these losers can stay, so can a Uchiha, said Sasuke arrogantly. Sakura timidly raised her hand too. She didn't want to go but didn't want to disappoint her Sasuke-kun either. Okay, it's settled. We will continue this mission. Just be on your guard," said Kakashi. Tazuna gave them 1,000 thanks before continuing. As they were walking, Naruto sensed something and pulled out his guns and fired in a bush. "Eep!" screamed Sakura. She ran in a bush and pulled out a white-coated bunny. "You bastard! How could you kill this innocent bunny?" screeched the banshee. Naruto looked in thought. A white rabbit? They shouldn't be out for another few months. This one has had to be kept as a pet or something. A few seconds after he killed it. "Wah! He killed Sniff, my baby!" cried Haku. "Why? We were gonna live happily ever after." Zabuza was giving her a WTF look. "Daddy? Avenge he now!" yelled Haku. Okay. Shit, it was just a damn bunny. We can get enough dash." He stopped when she gave him the devil look. He signed and threw his sword at Team 7. Kakashi stopped and screamed, "Get down!" He pulled down Sasuke and Sakura while Naruto tripped Tazuna. He reached his up, grabbed the hilt, spun around, and threw it at Kakashi, who moved out the way just in time. "What the Naruto? What the hell were you doing?" yelled Kakashi. "I tried to throw it at the tree behind you, but your head was in the way," said Naruto. A man with bandages on his face appeared standing on the sword impended in the tree. "Well, if it isn't Sharingan no Kakashi. No wonder the demon brothers fall so quickly. Give me the bridge builder or you all die. Either way, I'm still gonna kill you for Haku." "Ta, she's a crazy one. Just like me," thought Zabuza. "Yeah, I'm the one who took them out," said Kakashi, lying through his teeth. "If you don't want to end up like them, move aside." Naruto, however, was furious. "That son of a bitch, how dare he take credit for my kill? I can't wait to skin him alive and let Kyuubi devour him." "Hidden mist no jutsu," said Zabuza as a thick mist appeared. Kakashi revealed his Sharingan to help him see through it, which didn't work. Sasuke looked shocked. "How the hell does he have it and I don't? I'm not good with descriptive battle scenes, so bear with." Zabuza appeared behind Tazuna ready to chop him in half but was blocked by Kakashi. Zabuza jumped back and swung at Kakashi, who dodged it. They started this kunai sword fight that went to the water. "Wait, water? Oh shit!" thought Kakashi. He tried to move but was too late. "Water prison no jutsu," said Zabuza and trapped Kakashi. "Ha ha! The mighty Kakashi is a little wet." "What now?" mocked Zabuza. "Run! You can't match him." "Take Tazuna and run," yelled Kakashi. Zabuza then made a water clone to block their path. Haku was in the trees cheering softly. Sasuke looked nervous, Sakura scared, and Naruto amused. HMF, to be caught by such brute. How laughable, thought Naruto. He ran at great speed on the water, which took Zabuza by surprise and didn't have time to react. Naruto punched him in the stomach so hard that he flew into a tree that formed a dent. Everybody was shocked by his strength. "Gah! How in hell are you so strong?" yelled Zabuza. Naruto just shrugged and ran at him to punch him but was held back by Kakashi. "Let me handle this, Naruto. You go back and guard Tazuna," said Kakashi. "Fine," said Naruto, walking away. "I'm going to skip the Kakashi coping Zabuza scene." The hunter Nin bid his farewells and left. "Well, that turned out better than I expected. Now Tazuna, where's your home?" "I'm very tear dash." But didn't finish because he passed out. Naruto picked up his leg and started dragging him as they walked. "By the way, where is your home?" said Naruto. "Just a few miles that way." "Come on." When they got there, Kakashi looked like shit. He had leaves, sticks, and rocks in his hair. His clothes had dirt and was ripped with holes in them. "Father, you're alright." "I was so worried about you," said a happy woman. "I'm okay. These people here protected me all the year," said Tazuna. "Thank you so much. Is there anything I could do to repay you?" she said thankfully. "Well," started Naruto. "You can invite us in." "Whoops, sorry," she said. After they walked and they sat down at the table when Kakashi woke up on the couch. "Aha, my head is killing." "What happened?" He then remembers, "Oh yeah, that," he said, not noticing how he looked from being dragged. He walked to the table and sat down. This is my daughter Tsunami and my grandson Inari. We are in your department, said Tazuna. Naruto started thinking this place could be a good start once I escape that damned village. Thought Naruto. Oh, and Ashi, you really need a shower as of now, said Naruto. What, why? He looked at himself. What the? Said a surprised Kakashi. He looked at Naruto knowing he did it. Naruto just walked upstairs to get some rest. The next day, everybody was eat at the table. Inari stood up and said, "You're all just gonna die." Inari, said Tsunami. It's true. Gato is killing them, yelled the boy. Kid, said Naruto. How about you just shut the up? Don't tell me to shut up. You don't know anything about us. You don't know suffering, yelled Inari. Naruto flew up, grabbed his neck, and slammed him on the wall. Don't know suffering? You think you know about suffering? I have been beaten, spit on, and called names you never even heard of. Try being forced to watch your mother tortured and then killed before your very eyes, yelled Naruto and walked out the house to get control of his anger. The house went ghostly quiet. Inari ran to his room in fear of Naruto's eyes when they were looking at him. Is all that true? Asked the shocked Tsunami. Kakashi answered yes. He'll be alright just as long as he doesn't get in Sasuke's way. Wait. How the hell did Sasuke get in this? Tazuna and Tsunami were shocked at how uncaring he was being. Meanwhile outside, Naruto was meditating to calm himself. He appeared in his mindscape. ING kid makes me sick with his damn bitching, he said angrily. Kyubi appeared behind him with her hands on his chest. Don't be angry, dear. He's just a weak-minded human. Besides, you can train in peace now. Yes. Weskier began. You used the samples I gave you for target practice and anger release. Yeah, you guys are right. No point in being mad at something like that. Bye guys, he said as he appeared in the outside world. Naruto reached in his coat and pulled out the tea sample. He looked around for bandits and found camp. He put ninja wires 50 feet around the camp so none would escape. He went to a tent and pulled out a needle and poured the tea liquid in the needle. He killed the bandit and injected the liquid in him. He ran out and waited. 25 seconds later a zombie came out and looked for food, T-virus. 15 minutes later the whole bandit came with zombies. Naruto took out his killer sevens and started firing headshots. He stood in the center. A zombie came behind him but turned around with kick off its head. Another came from the side but he got behind it and snapped its neck. All you could hear was bang bang with blood everywhere. He put his guns in his coat to have some fun. He grabbed one by the neck and thrust his hand into its heart. He flipped to avoid a zombie and got a dagger from under his sleeve and slit its throat. Soon they were all dead with blood, guts, fingers, heads, limbs, you name it was everywhere. He sat down and went to sleep on a tree. Next morning, Haku was out picking herbs for Zabuza when she saw the one who killed her bunny. Gasp! It's the one who killed. Now I can avenge him, she thought evilly. She put her hands on his with a needle in hand when a hand flew up to her neck. I know who you are. You helped Zabuza get away. I should kill you, but both of you could be useful allies. Now will you try to kill me if I let you go? Asked Naruto. She shook her head no, so he let her go. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. What's yours? He asked. Haku. Why did you kill my bunny? He didn't deserve it, she said sadly. What are you, older rabbit? I'm sorry for that, but I felt Churka's signature there. What can I do to make it up to you? He asked. I don't know now, but what were those strange weapons? She asked. They're called guns. They were used before the time of ninja. The reason I know is secret until I can trust you enough, he said. Oh, okay. So what did you mean when you said we could be useful allies? I don't like my village, no wait, I despise that place. I want to escape, but I'm not strong enough yet. I have strength, speed, and guns, but I need jutsu. Without that I can't go. I'll be hunted down by ANBU every day. I'll need to be prepared. You two seem strong enough to teach or help me. I'll ask the Hokage if you can become ninjas so you won't have to run anymore. Me and him are, well, in his eyes are like grandfather and grandson. Can I count on you to tell Zabuza this proposition? Asked Naruto. Yes. Meet back here tomorrow at night. I'll tell you his answer, said Haku. Good, do you need help picking herbs? Asked Naruto. Yes, thank you. Now I'm least angry at you for killing my pet rabbit, she said happily. Man, is this girl crazy. Well, I can't judge myself seeing as I plotting to take over the world, thought Naruto. Now. Lights, camera, action. Naruto is walking to the house when he sees Sasuke. Where have you been, loser? We have to rest for training tomorrow. I was working out my anger. Now if you will, I'll be on my way, Naruto said, walking off. Sasuke, however, stopped him. Fight me, OMG, not this again. Look, you really want to fight right now because I'm tired. I just want to go and sleep, said a irritated Naruto. Sasuke tried to kick him, but Naruto grabbed his leg and swung him into a tree. His head impacted with the tree and knocked him unconscious. Naruto sighed and grabbed his leg and started to drag him like he did Kakashi. When Naruto made it there, he saw Tsunami washing the dishes. She turned around and saw a dirty Sasuke. Oh my, what happened? Did you get attacked? Asked a worried Tsunami. No, we're fine. I'm just going to take Tickle Mimo to his room. Thank you for the hospitality, said Naruto. Oh no, it's okay. I'm just glad you are protecting my father. It's really important that the bridge gets fixed. Naruto walked up the stairs and put Sasuke in his room. He went to his room and put on a black t-shirt and black pants. He took off his sunglasses and laid on his bed and let his eyes close while having a dream of a burning Konoha. The next day, Naruto woke up and put on his clothes. He walked downstairs and saw his team waiting. Well, it's about time for a sleepyhead. We are going training. Follow me, said Kakashi. They started walking and appeared in a clearing. Okay guys, we are going to do tree climbing, said an injured Kakashi. Forgot to mention he's on crutches for his right leg. Sasuke and Sakura looked at Kakashi funny. Tree climbing? How is this going to make us stronger? Said Sasuke. Here. I'll show you, said Kakashi. Kakashi started to walk on limp to a tree. He put his foot on the crunches on and started walking up the tree. Naruto just looked on as if nothing was happening. Sasuke and Sakura were shocked that that was possible. Now I want you all to try, said Kakashi. Sakura tried first and did it on her third try. Good, Sakura. Okay, next Sasuke. Sasuke tried but kept failing. Don't worry, Sasuke, you'll get it done in no time. Naruto, you try. Naruto walked to the top of the tree on his first try. Kakashi was surprised, Sakura mad because he beat her Sasuke, and Sasuke angry because he got beat by a no-clan loser. Very good, Naruto, on your first try too. Naruto and Sakura are excused. Sasuke, you have to finish, said Kakashi and walked off to the bridge. Sakura stayed to cheer Sasuke while Naruto walked to a deeper part of the forest. As he was walking, he saw a bizarre flower. It was purple with 4 triangular-shaped petals. In the middle he saw a diamond-shaped petal with the point being top. As Naruto looked, he heard a gasp. It sounded like Weskier, but a really happy Weskier, which meant something was off. Weskier? Are you having a moment or something? Asked Naruto. No, my boy. Do you know what you just discovered? That is an extremely rare flower that we called the progenitor flower. It contained chemicals that help make the T and G virus. I wonder if we could make a virus that will still make them brainless but still have the ability you ninjas have? Take it to Naruto to do some testing. If I'm correct, then we should be able to make a new virus with the things in this timeline. Perhaps even remake something called the Ouroboros. After all, a brain-dead but strong ninja is a ninja all the same, said a too-happy Weskier. Naruto picked it up and went back to the house to do, well, Naruto stuff. Can't think of anything, so me. An hour later he went to the clearing to meet Haku. He waited until he heard the rustling of a bush. So, what is his answer? Does he accept? Asked Naruto. He wouldn't tell me. He said he wanted to talk face to face. If you would let me, Vanna, tie your hands up so we can make sure you don't try anything? Asked Haku. Naruto didn't like the idea of being helpless but knew this was probably the only way to gain their trust. He nodded his head so she could do it. She walked behind him and took out some water. She poured some on his wrist and immediately did the head seal and it froze. Naruto was impressed by her show of skill, even if it was just freezing water. They began to walk to the secret base of Zabuza and Haku. Later, they arrived to see a still resting Zabuza. His eyes were open watching them walk in as Haku went to his side. Why should we join you? Even if we do, won't they try to use Haku as some breeding tool? I know that Konoha isn't all happy and bright like they say. It is, after all, a ninja village. They won't because I say so. First of all, you are not joining them, you are joining me. You are powerful people and I'll be needing allies for my plans. You can stop running, hiding like cowards, and stop doing low-paying missions and come with me. Secondly, they won't try using Haku like a breeding tool because the old man and I are cool, so to speak. Even if they do try still, I'll stop them and they can't do anything about it because we could say she has had an injury stating that she can't become pregnant. And if they try to see we could make it like that. Do not worry, I'll have QB fix it right up after the medical exam. So, what do you say? I almost have my answer, but what is this plan of yours? I'm sure it's something if you need us? Asked Zabuza. I plan to create a new world. A world of strong warriors, not of weaklings. It will be an evolution of the human race. Humans are coming to their own destruction every day. I'm not destroying the world, I'm saving it. Finished Naruto. Sounds interesting. Okay, we're in. How are we going to explain this to your team? It would be strange if we just suddenly surrender to you for no reason? Questioned Zabuza. When are you going to attack the bridge? Asked Naruto. When I'm fully healed, which should be in about a week and 2 days. Why? Asked Zabuza. Just leave that to me. Until we meet again. Said Naruto as he started walking out. When he got to the door, he suddenly stopped. Oh yeah, could you untie me? Naruto was walking while having a conversation with Weskier. Hey Weskier? What is Uroboros anyway? Asked Naruto. They are a type of virus that if you are worthy, you will live. If not, you die. Said Weskier. And what percentage would you say they live? Asked Naruto. Well, I'd say there's a 98% chance. Replied Weskier. Naruto stopped walking at that. Wait, let me get this straight. You tried to rule the world with that? Do you know how likely it would be for you to at least have more than a few thousand people serving you? I'm glad they stopped you because that is not the way to go. Said Naruto. Oh? And how would you have done it? Asked an angry Weskier. He didn't like being pointed out for his flaws. He was, after all, perfect, author, yeah right? I didn't mean it as an insult. I just meant that now with more open possibilities in this world, we could lower the chance of death and have more loyal and strong servants. Explained Naruto. Well, you do have a point. We should run some tests when we get back to the village. This flower just might be the key to our goal. Said Weskier as he cut the link. Naruto walked back to the house to prepare for his encounter with Zabuza. Gato's bound to be there as well. -1 week and 2 days later, Naruto woke up another day from target practice, which he honestly didn't need. He put on his normal outfit and proceeded to walk downstairs when he heard glass breaking. He stopped and looked from the corner. In the kitchen, 2 men with swords held a struggling Tsunami. He also saw the boy who yelled at him in the corner, with a knife in his hand, and a bruise on his left cheek. HMPF. Must have tried to save her but got hit. Foolish but brave. Thought Naruto. They had rope and were trying to tie her arms and legs up. Let me go! If you touch me, I'll kick your AMMPH. Yelled Tsunami when they put a piece of cloth they saw on the floor in her mouth. They finally got her under control to tie her up when they threatened to kill her son. Finally. Took us forever to tie the bitch up. Hey, what do you say we get a reward? Said one of the thugs. You know what? I think we should. Said thug number 2. He grinned and they both started to take her clothes. She started screaming in her gag as tears started to fail. Her shirt was almost off when a black blur burst forward into the room behind the thugs. Naruto put his hands around one of their necks and broke it with a sickening crack. The next one looked stunned at the fact that his partner was dead. He yelled and charged with his sword and tried to slice Naruto in half from the waist. Naruto bent over and came up with an uppercut. The hit sent him in the air a few feet but hit the ceiling. He came down only for Naruto to thrust his fist in the air, which went through his body where his heart was supposed to be. Blood ran down Naruto's arm and on his body, but he didn't care. He threw the body down and started to untie Tsunami. When she was finished, she latched onto him, crying, saying thank you over and over again. Naruto pat her back for a while and she let him go. Oh, thank you, Naruto. Is there anything I can do to make this up to you? She said happily. No. I killed them because people like that disgust me. They are only feeble pigs who are nothing but stains on this earth, said Naruto. He looked at Inari and said, you are a brave boy. However, charging in like that will only get you killed. Still, you did what anyone would do in a situation like that. Tsunami ran to her son to hug him like he was her entire world. A very small and rarely seen smile appeared on Naruto's face as he saw that, and started walking off. Soon, I will have my vengeance, and somehow bring you back. Soon, thought Naruto. At the bridge, Zabuza was pissed. When he got there with Haku, the people working on the bridge ran, but he didn't kill them. Kakashi's team had got there, and he tried to explain the deal he had had with Naruto when that Uchiha kid attacked them. Kakashi also jumped in. Haku separated herself and Sasuke so he could fight alone. Zabuza once again tried to explain to Kakashi the deal when Kakashi pulled out the Sharingan. This only made Zabuza madder and said it and fought back. Haku had trapped Sasuke in her jutsu demonic crystal ice mirrors. This was the scene that Naruto came across but stayed hidden. A good while later he heard a sound. He was puzzled at what it was. What the hell? That sound. It sounds like chirping birds, thought Naruto. When he looked, he saw Kakashi with a ball of lightning in his hand. He also saw Haku kill Sasuke with his Senbon needles. Oh, thank you, Haku. That imbecile was so irritating, thought Naruto. Haku ran to Zabuza preparing to take the hit. Naruto, however, needed both Haku and Zabuza to live, so he intervened. He ran at incredible speed and kicked Kakashi in the side not so gently. Haku looked up and saw that Naruto had saved her. She looked at Zabuza and saw he was wounded really bad. He had to kunai in his shoulders and dog bites everywhere from the summoning jutsu Kakashi did. Just then they heard clapping. Ha ha. Just as I thought. The so-called demon of the mist couldn't even handle 3 kids and 1 man. That's why I called on these guys to finish the job, and our contract is up, so you're no longer any use to me. Kill them all, said Gato as his men charged. Damn it. My arms are completely useless. What do I do? Thought a worried Zabuza. Crap. My chakra is worn out. I can't take them all on. This is bad, thought Kakashi. Naruto stepped up, faced the army alone. This is going to be fun, thought Naruto. Naruto did some hand seals and shouted summoning jutsu. What appeared scared Kakashi and even slightly frightened Zabuza. 10 zombie dogs, 19 zombie people, and a tyrant appeared. Tyrant is a resident evil creature too. You see, Naruto thought that if making beings with the infection had required it to be injected in the host, it would take too long. So he made a secret base in a cave concealed by a large boulder that you have to really be strong to move to enter. He put seals in them so he could summon them by will. That's where he also made his T and G virus as well. Naruto lifted one finger and pointed at the charging crowd. The dogs ran at them and started eating them with the zombies. The tyrant just walked to them and started kill anything in its way. The bandits were horrified at what they were seeing. You could hear screams, pain, death, to help them, etc. Lin were in several places, as were other things. All who lived were Gato because Naruto told them not to and sent them back to the cave. Naruto had also put a chip in their head, making them follow his every command. Gato was shaking in fear as Naruto started walking to him. Gato got on his knees and begged Naruto not to kill him. Please! I'll do anything. I'll give you money, power, riches, anything you want, just please let me live, begged Gato. Naruto was about to kill him when he had an idea. He grabbed Gato by the throat and dragged him to Tazuna. He placed him at his feet and said, do what you want with him. I'm sure you can inflict a worse punishment than even I can for him, said Naruto. Tazuna looked confused and then thanked Naruto and looked at Gato. "You're going to pay for your crimes, Gato. A very painful punishment," said Tazuna evilly. "Hey, wouldn't go all evil if the man who caused you and your entire village so much pain and mental torment was at your feet?" Just then the majority of the village came to the bridge. At first they were disgusted at the sight of the mutilated bodies, but then became happy at the sight of a crying Gato. "Well, this is a mission complete," said Kakahi. "I do expect an A-rank payment for this. Don't worry, you're gonna defiantly get paid for your acts," said Tazuna. Haku dashed to Tazuna and asked for help with Zabuza. At first he was weary of Zabuza, but after an explanation of Zabuza's deal with Naruto, they did the best they could. It wasn't much because of Gato, but he'll live. They all headed to center of town to dish out Gato's punishment. Naruto and his team began walking to the house after the entertainment provided for them. It just so turns out that Haku didn't kill Sasuke, she just paralyzed him, much to the dismay of Naruto. After they captured Gato, Tazuna decided to host a show for every villager see. Let's just see what it was. Flashback. Tazuna was on a stage in the center of town. Every last villager was there to watch the show. He had a tied-up Gato who was crying, begging for mercy. Tazuna had a smile on his face at what he was about to announce. He walked up stage and began to make his speech. "My fellow townsfolk, we have been saved from an evil man some time ago. We were once a peaceful village. We had fair trade routes, smiling people, happy lives to live. We couldn't have wished for nothing better. Sure, we had some crime, but we could fend for ourselves at the time. That was until an evil man came along and took all that away. This man corrupted our society. This man destroyed our way of life. This man turned our village of prosperity into a village of dread. But most of all, this man crushed our hope. He took our money for food, for proper clothing, and to support our children while he bathed in money. This man is Gato. That day is long gone now, thanks to one Naruto Uzumaki. This boy saved us from a fat, short, ugly monster. And now we can bestow the mental, physical, and emotional pain he has brought upon us. This is now a time for payback. Let the celebration begin," finished Tazuna. Warning! Extreme torture in this scene. 2 big large men came onto the stage with big sledgehammers and daggers on their sides. They picked up the crying Gato and spread out his arms and legs across a metal laid-out seat. One of them raised his sledgehammer and brought them down on Gato's left hand. Gato screamed in pain as bitch tears fell from his eyes. The other raised his and did the same thing, intensifying the pain. This, however, was only the beginning of his pain. One of them pulled out his dagger and started cutting off his fingers one by one, but not before breaking them all. Gato was in so much pain he shouted, "Please, I'll do anything, just stop. I'm so sorry. Show mercy." He begged like a bitch. Tazuna stepped up and said, "Mercy? After we begged you to stop overpricing our food? After you killed the man I saw as a son? You deserve what you're getting. Your pay is due," and walked back to the end of the stage. The 2 big guys continued breaking and cutting of his fingers. After they were done with his hands, they went down to his feet. They each raised their hammers and brought them down on his feet at the same time. Gato yet again screamed in pain, but they shut him up with a kick to the head. They pulled their dagger out and started cutting off his toes very slowly. When they were finished, Gato was barely conscious at the pain and blood loss, but Naruto force-fed him a blood pill and a solder pill. One of them decided this was going to be funny and raised his hammer and brought it down on Gato's nuts. Holy ing shit, was Gato in pain. His screams were heard for miles. Most of the men in the audience cringed at the sight and almost felt sorry for him. Almost. The 2 big guys went to both sides of Gato's head and pulled their daggers out. They proceeded to cut off his ears. Gato's mouth was wide open, but no screams was heard. He was still in pain from the crushing of his balls. The 2 got up and looked at their masterpiece. Blood was all on the ground, on their clothes, and all over Gato. The 2 decided to finish up. They lifted up their hammers and brought them down on Gato's head with a sickening crush. The crowd was silent the whole time, wanting to hear his screams of pain. They started cheering at the end really loud. Tazuna was smiling. Team 7 except Naruto had looks of shock and horror on their face at the fact these people just tortured someone and was cheering. Zabuza was laughing thinking the entire thing was funny. Haku was cheering too and laughing manically. If you haven't guessed, she's crazy. Naruto just simple chuckled in amusement. The evil tyrant is finally dead, shouted Tazuna. We can now live in peace and live in prosperity, as we once did. Wow. For a drunk he knows some big words. The villagers started to walk home, as well Naruto and team. This was one heck of a day for them 7. And flashback. You know, thought Naruto. I really didn't think these people had it in them. This place could be an excellent place to put a base. It was night time and he was thinking about the show still. Are humans really as weak and feeble as he thought? No, some are but some are not. They just need a shining light to guide them on right path. And Naruto was the person to do just that. This world will soon be knock knock. Naruto raised an eyebrow at who could be up at this time of night. He got up and walked to the door. Tsunami? What is it you want at this hour? Asked Naruto. She was wearing a skin-tight rope. Oh, nothing. Can you follow me, please? I have something I want to show you, she said as she grabbed his hand. She walked him to her room and closed the door. Oh, Naruto, looked at what you did with our village. You made everyone happy. We all have smiles on our faces. We can walk the village without fear, and can fully support our families. All thanks to you, she finished. No. I was merely a helping hand. It was your father who made it like this. He has great courage and bravery for stepping up to a man like Gato. All thanks should go to him, he said. Tsunami smiled at him being so modest. She did something unexpected and down, and gave him a full-blown kiss on the lips. Naruto was surprised to say the least. This woman, no goddess, just graced him with a kiss. The kiss lasted for a few seconds until she stopped to breath. She looked at Naruto to see him in a daze, which was impressive. To daze him required something really good, or really bad. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me, said Tsunami. There is nothing to be sorry about. The right thing to do in this situation is to finish what has already started, said Naruto. He kissed her back and she started backing into the wall. By then they were making out aggressively. Naruto's hands went to her rope and started loosening the strap. When he was done, Tsunami was wearing a see-through white silk lace bra. She had perfect, not too small, but not too big either. She also had white underwear. She started taking off Naruto's clothes, which revealed a well-toned body. They stopped making out and proceeded to the bed. Naruto was on top of her, kissing her. She was ing softly and peacefully. Naruto was about to go down when he heard Kyubi say something. Bite her neck, she said simply. Why? Thought Naruto. To mark her as your mate. If you want to, that is. If you do, she will have undying loyalty to you, as you will her. Every good ruler needs to have a woman behind him, or her. Even Wesker did, before he killed her, but that's beside the point. Fine, thought Naruto to himself. Kyubi transferred some churka into Naruto's mouth. His teeth grew sharp, just enough to bite through skin. He looked at Tsunami, who was in bliss, and said, Would you mind if I bit your neck? Tsunami blinked at the strange question. Why? I almost forgot to tell you. The reason I am hated in my village is because I have a demon sealed within me. That demon is the Kyubi no Kitsune. Do you think any different of me, now that you know such information? He asked. Tsunami appeared shocked. He had a demon inside him? No wonder they hated him. But he didn't seem evil of hell bent on destruction like most demons are. To live like that, hated almost all your life for something you had no control of, must have been hard. For a peace-loving village like they say they are the demons themselves. Of course I don't hate you. What's to hate you for after what you did for our village? She said, smiling. Naruto actually smiled at that, and readied himself at her neck. He opened his mouth and bit down slowly. Tsunami's face cringed a little bit in pain but went away when Naruto licked her neck when he was finished. When he was done, a mark was placed of her neck. It looked like a fox's head with flames circling around it. He smirked in satisfaction and started taking off her brow. When he finished, he started to circle the with his tongue while pitching the other. He then put his mouth on it and started ing it. This made Tsunami in pleasure and start lick her other, freaky woman. After a while Naruto went farther south until he was looking at her underwear. He started pulling the down to see her. It had a little pubic hair but not too much. Naruto started to put his index finger in first. It was tight though, without having had a man for a long time. Tsunami ed louder when Naruto started thrusting in his finger. As he did this, he inserted his middle finger and started to lick her. This sent Tsunami in overdrive and started ing even louder. Tsunami was close to Ming when Naruto ed her clit. She immediately came in Naruto's face. He licked what he could and proceeded back to the top. When he got there, Tsunami flipped them over and said, "Oh Naruto, I think you're dirty down there. How about I go clean you up?" She said sexily and proceeded to go down while trailing butterfly kisses. She arrived at his pants and unbuckled them. When she was finished, there was a bulge in Naruto's boxers. Tsunami pulled them down to reveal a 10 inches. She had a look of shock and lust on her face. She opened her mouth to lick the tip. Naruto ate a little in response. She then started to take it into her mouth. While she did so, she was swirling her tongue around it. Naruto, out of that feels good. Tsunami smiled at that and tried something different. She went even farther down, it going into her throat. Holy shit! This is awesome! Thought Naruto. His was completely in her throat by now. She then started bobbing up and down, making Naruto in pleasure. It was then he felt himself about to and unloaded it upon Tsunami's face. She was surprised by that, and opened her mouth to drink it. Some of it was dropping from her mouth, but she didn't care. She climbed back on top of Naruto. When he flipped he over so he was on top. He positioned himself at the opening and slowly pushed forward. Tsunami ed in pleasure, and wrapped her legs around him so he was all the way in. She screamed in pleasure, and Naruto just said, and started thrusting inside of her. Tsunami was in a world pleasure, and ed out yes. Yes. Faster, harder, deeper. Naruto just did as he was commanded, and went as fast as he could. About 10 minutes later Tsunami felt herself about to. Naruto did as well, but you know what they say, nice men always finish last. Oh. I'm about to! Screamed Tsunami. Naruto just kept quiet. Tsunami unloaded her liquids and laid there, tired. Naruto did it a second. She came and laid there next to her. Tsunami looked at Naruto and said, "That was amazing. We should do that again sometime." "Yes, that was fantastic. You are beautiful in the moonlight," said Naruto. Tsunami blushed and snuggled up into Naruto's arms, going fast to sleep. Naruto just laid there but then realized he forgot something. He forgot to put the silencing seal on the room. Naruto just signed and went to sleep too, not bothering with the questions he'll get in the morning. 2 weeks later, the bridge was finally completed. It would have been done faster if Tazuna stopped arriving at the bridge drunk. Everyone was giving their farewells to the group. Tsunami gave a special farewell to Naruto the night before, along with Haku. After the first night the team questioned him on what he was doing, mainly Haku. He replied, "I was just merely solving a problem for the both of us." These were their thoughts. "I'm so proud of my student. Kakashi, damn, he got with that piece of ass. Damn. Zabuza, HMF, Uchiha could do better. Sasuke, he's not better than my Sasuke-kun. Sakura, damn it. I was hoping I could have him first. Although it doesn't sound like he's from what I heard. Haku, sign. I hope she finds happiness in this young man. Tazuna, I wonder what happened there. Inari, everything went back to normal, but then Haku asked Tsunami what happened. Tsunami stood her ground and said exactly what happened, how she felt, how good it was, and how she wanted to do it again someday. She expected to get an angry response from the girl, but instead she found herself teleported by a pool of water with Haku and was kissed by the girl. She was surprised but gave into it. After the sex, sorry guys, no lemon, they decided to surprise Naruto on the day before the bridge was done with a threesome. Boy, Naruto enjoyed his surprise. He wished he didn't have to leave. Now back to the present. Naruto and the gang were about to head off when Inari ran up to Naruto crying. Naruto was about to say get off, but Inari said, "Thank you Naruto, for everything. I want to be just like you when I grow up." Naruto was shocked. Those words touched his semi-cold heart, and he smiled. Don't worry, kid. I'll be back. That's a promise, he said kindly, which shocked the out of Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi. Well, kid, I'll be off. Be strong when I come back. Naruto then snuck a scroll in Inari's pocket. Inari had a look of surprise on his face, but Naruto had a look that said be quiet. Inari nodded and went back to his family. Naruto and friends started to walk off, glad that the mission was finally over. Naruto was however glad for a different reason. He could finally work on the progenitor virus, or P-virus for short. Not just kidding, that would be so stupid. As they were walking, Kakashi couldn't help but ask Naruto what were those things? Everyone else looked at Naruto, also wanting to know what those things were. Well, Kakashi, why should I tell you? Replied Naruto. Kakashi's eyebrow twitched at the name. Well, as your sensei, I have the right. Besides, that technique would be good for Sasuke to learn, both to help him kill his brother and revive his clan. Who are you to tell what I should teach? I doubt his feeble mind could even handle it. And don't think what you saw were the only ones. I still have more I have yet to unleash. BOW? Bioorganic weapon. You know those things are strong, Naruto. They could be a great help to Konoha, said Kakashi. Naruto turned to him with an angry look on his face. Those are mine to control and mine to do as I please. Besides, I doubt Konoha would want them. After all, they aren't controllable. What? You summoned those things and you can't control them, shouted Kakashi. You didn't let me finish. I said they aren't controllable unless I will it. I put a special seal on them that lets me issue commands to them. If tampered with without my permission will result in immediate death. The only way I will even consider giving them to Konoha is when they change their ways. By the way, which will never happen. Even if they do, I still won't forgive them for what they did. And with that said, walked ahead of the group. Zabuza and Haku wondered what did they do to make Naruto so angry. Kakashi stood there speechless. The possible most powerful weapon they could have just slipped through their grasp. He'll have to inform the Hokage about those things, maybe the council, if necessary. Sasuke heard the entire thing and was enraged. This clanless loser was denying him a chance at power. Hey freak! How you deny me? I'm an Uchiha, you are below me and therefore I demand you to give me that jutsu, he yelled. Naruto just kept walking. This made Sasuke even angrier. His Sharingan activated, which got from his fight with Haku, and he charged Naruto, but Kakashi appeared in front of him. Stop! We don't need any unnecessary fighting, said Kakashi. Sasuke growled in anger and went back to the group. Kakashi sighed, wishing things could go better for his team. They finally arrived back to Konoha and went straight to the Hokage Tower. It was then he noticed an S-ranked missing nin in his office. He looked at Kakashi for an explanation, but Naruto responded, Hokage-sama. I brought him here to join our ranks. He could be a great ally and a powerful ninja. As you know, he was great sword skills and I would like to train under him, just for kenjutsu, or is it kenjutsu, if it's all right with you. He also has an apprentice with a very rare bloodline. She has the ability to control water and turn it into ice. The Hokage pondered this for a while. Was it really right letting an S-ranked missing nin stay here? His apprentice does have a powerful bloodline. Alright then, they could stay. But they will be on probation for a month. If they violated anything, they will be put under house arrest. Thanks, old man. Everyone else then said their goodbyes and left, all except Kakashi. Is there anything I could do for you, Kakashi? There is something I must inform you of, Lord Hokage. It is an urgent matter. The atmosphere turned serious. You may speak. Sir, at the bridge, Naruto summoned from what I saw monsters. The third looked at him curiously. What monsters do you speak of? He calls them bioorganic weapons. What I saw was truly unimaginably terrifying. They literally ate the bandits that attacked the bridge. They tore them apart limb from limb. Blood was everywhere that I almost puked. The bandits' cries have brought me back to my A&B duties. It was horrible. You wouldn't wish a fate like that on your worst enemy. They were truly what we could consider monsters. Are positive at what you saw? Yes. The Hokage thought about this. What is Naruto hiding? What are his motives? Why would he hide such a thing from him? Many other questions went through his head. Okay Kakashi, you are dismissed. Kakashi then bowed and walked out. The Hokage looked out his window. Naruto, what are you up to? Naruto had put Zabuza and Haku in one of the another room in his apartment complex. Because when Naruto had come back from jail, everyone in it left in fear retaliation from his anger after what had been done to his mother. They were right next to Naruto's room, so if they need anything they'll ask him. Much to Naruto's annoyance, they will be asking him to do a lot stuff because they're on a month's probation. Speaking of that, an Anbu had come by and gave Naruto a letter about them being on probation. 1. Forbidden to use any jutsu unless provoked, or in self-defense. 2. Must be within area of 1 Naruto Uzumaki at all times. 3. Naruto Uzumaki must be with them at all times, unless they are in their home. 4. Will be under surveillance 24/7. 5. Naruto Uzumaki must pay for their belongings, if they need any. Violate any of the following and they will be either arrested or put to death on the spot. Sounds harsh, but they are wanted missing Nin. Well, Zabuza anyway. Damn it. 1 to 4 I could understand, but the 5th one? Naruto just signed and walked to Zabuza's door and knocked. He answered the door with a calm look on his face. What? Naruto gave him the letter and that calm look quickly disappeared into an irritated one. You've got to be shitting me. Well, at least you'll be paying for our stuff. Ha! Laughed Zabuza. Naruto just glared at him and walked away. Hey, aren't you supposed to be babysitting us? Ha 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 ha. Well, if you remember, it said unless you're at your home I had to be near you, he said, smirking. Zabuza's face slowly turned into one of realization. You bastard! You can't just leave us here. It's so boring here, he yelled. Well, I'd better hurry up, huh? I have important matters to attend to. But considering your remarks before, I doubt it'll be fast, he said, smirking, and walked away, leaving a slightly angry Zabuza. In an underground facility, I was gonna use the word lair, but that sound cliché. Naruto was in a lab coat wearing safety goggles, trying to conduct an experiment with the progenitor virus. He had asked Wesker for help, but being that he has just simply said, you can do it yourself. You're after all the second most perfect human in the world. What a... He talks about being perfect more than Cell from Dragon Ball Z. So here was in the lab trying to create a more stable virus than the Ouroboros. He knew it would take some time, but he was patient. He had the flour in a container, fearing that any of the air particles from the T and G viruses might affect the flour. He had also acquired some leeches from a pond, like the corporation Wesker used to work for had did Umbrella. He'll use human test subjects when he gets some progress. A few hours later, he was experimenting with the viruses and the flour, but no progress. Ah well, he'll have more than enough time. After all, the Chunin exams are starting in a month, so hopefully he'll have something by then. He put on his normal clothing and head out the lab. The lab was just 2 miles away from Konoha, so it shouldn't take him long to reach the village. Naruto arrived in the village by running up the wall and to his home. He had planned to head straight home, but decided to head toward the ramen stand since he hadn't been there in a while. He walked instead of ran, wanting to enjoy the quiet night, that being rare in this village. He kept walking until he heard a scream. It sounded like a woman's. Wait a minute, it sounded like... I am, said Naruto, and he quickly dashed to the ramen bar. When he arrived, he saw something that made him go back to night his mother died. Tucci lay there, dead. A silent tear ran down Naruto's right cheek. He brought his hand up and touched the stain it left. He looked at his finger and saw the wetness it left. He then heard the scream again and snapped out of his daze. He ran to the back of the shop to see 3 drunks tearing the clothes off of a crying Ayam. This enraged Naruto, and he charged with speed that made it appear as if he was teleporting and shoulder-blocked one of them into the wall. But it didn't kill him. One of them looked up only to see a hand around his neck, and Naruto slung him to the wall where his friend was. The last guy tried to punch Naruto, but he grabbed the man's fist and punched his elbow in the opposite direction it was supposed to go, causing him to scream. Naruto then kicked him toward his buddies and looked at Ayam. Get out of here, he said coldly. She wiped her tears and ran out back to the ramen stand, hiding herself behind the other stand. Naruto then looked at them evilly, and I mean evilly, and said, if you didn't kill Tsuchi, I wouldn't have made this as painful as it's going to be, he said, taking off his glasses, showing his red eyes of fury, and took off his coat. You demon! Protecting your little demon bitch, ain't cha? Said one of them. So you like to harass, huh? Well, I had that same problem on a mission of mine. I killed those two quick and painfully. The reason is because I didn't want to traumatize the woman's son who was there, so I couldn't cause them the pain, as I wanted to. But since no one is here that I have to worry about protecting from such a graphic experience, I can have all the fun I want. And you know what? Let me invite my friends to come to the party. Naruto closed his eyes and started a series of hand seals. He then slammed his hands to the ground, and in red flash 2 more figures were standing in the room. Oh Naruto, you shouldn't have. This is the best present I've ever received, said a sexy voice. HMF. This will be an excellent way to prove I'm more perfect than you, said an emotionless voice. Normally I'd be annoyed, but this is more important, said Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki's P.O.V. I looked down at the one with the broken arm and smiled evilly. I grabbed him by the collar and threw him into a wall. He screamed but was quickly shut up by me with a punch to the face. I then smashed my knee into the man's stomach, causing him to cough up some blood, and I kicked him in the stomach again, causing him to hold his stomach with one hand supporting him. He was on his hand and knees, which I took advantage of. I ran at him and kicked hard in the gut, making him groan loudly in pain. I grabbed a pair of chopsticks off the ground and stabbed each one of them into his family jewels. He screamed in the most high-pitched voice man ever could. He continued to scream until I brought my foot down on the man's balls, crushing them. Even I cringed at that, and I'm the writer. The man was in so much pain that he couldn't even scream. I then grabbed his hand and bent the middle finger back, breaking it. The man screamed in pain, giving me a chance to end it. While the man was screaming, I balled my fist and punched him straight in the mouth, literally. My fist emerged from the back of his head. The man went limp, still on my arm. I retreated my arm back and the man fell lifeless. QB's P.O.V. I grinned and just sat down. My opponent just looked at me confusingly but snapped out of it and charged. He was stopped, however, by 5 orange foxtails coming from behind me that were wrapped around his limbs. Ha! Humans are so stupid, I thought to myself, and began my part. I slammed his back against the wall and threw him against another wall. He slammed it hard and stood up groggily. That ended when one of my tails grabbed him by the ankle and once again slammed him into a wall. Let's just say for 5 minutes straight I had the high score in pinball. I decided the fun was over and grabbed each of his limbs with my tails. One of my tails then twisted his ankle in a 180-degree angle, thus breaking it. He screamed loudly and louder when I twisted it in another 180-degree angle, causing blood to spill and his foot to be torn off. I then focused of his other leg and broke his knee by applying pressure on the front side, making a nasty cracking sound and his knee to go inward. He yelled loudly and I enjoyed every minute of it. The tails holding his arms suddenly ate his arms behind his back all the way, sending cracking sounds around the room. The man shouted in pain, and that gave me the chance to stick one of my tails down his throat. Suddenly it appeared his chest exploded. He had a hole in his chest with one of the tails holding his heart in his face. His face had a look of pure shock and terror. His eyes closed, and he stood there, dead. My tails retreated back to me and I smiled with satisfaction. Albert Weskier's P.O.V. I just smirked at my prey and launched at him. I still had on my coat, seeing no reason to take it off since I was going back into the seal anyway. I grabbed the man by the neck with my left hand and pined him to the wall. I then pulled out my forever favorite companion, my magnum. I then shot the man in both his hands and feet. The man screamed in anguish, knowing he was going to meet the same fate as his friends. I then pistol whipped him in the face, causing some teeth to fall to the ground. I then thought to myself, what am I doing? I don't need to prove myself to those two. I'm perfect. And with that I shot the man in his slashed testicles, causing the man to scream in pain like a woman. I then let him go and turned him around. I raised my hand and impeded it into the man's back. I grabbed his spine and ripped it out with the skull still attached. Fatality, I said coolly, mimicking one of my favorite video games, and threw it to the ground. Normal P.O.V. Naruto and QB were looking at Weskier. What? Did you really have to rip off Mortal Kombat? Asked Naruto. Yes. To prove I could do anything any mortal could do. In truth, he never got the chance to do that. He wanted to rip out Chris Redfield's spine, but well, you know. Hey Naruto? Said Kyuubi. Why don't you summon us more often? Well, if you didn't notice, summoning you straight from the seal cost me 66.6% of my chakra. And I don't want it to seem like I depend on you guys in battle. He said. When exactly did you learn to summon us? Asked Weskier. I've been working on it for some time now. I knew I could summon you, Weskier, because the seal wasn't meant for you. But summoning Kyuubi on the other hand would be a problem. Well, you two slept and had your sessions. I've been making some modifications to the seal so that I could transfer your souls into clones. The problem was I didn't really know any clone jutsu, so I couldn't do anything. It wasn't until a thought appeared in my head. Maybe I could make my own clone type jutsu. It took some time, but I create a new type of clone. Blood clones. The problem is when and how I summon them. How I summon isn't like summoning other types of clone. I have to go through a series of hand seals, which could leave me vulnerable in a fight. When I summon them, the clones split my chakra. Say if make one clone, it takes 50%, as 3 takes 66.6%, 4 takes 25%, etc. So if I summon you in a fight, I'd be weakened. The upside is that when hit, they'll still be here. Meaning you'll really have to kill them, make them disappear. However, the add-up thing is that whenever I summon one, they have different personalities. But why not summon us just to be here in the open to communicate with lower life forms or eat? It gets lonely in there and I miss the taste of food and flesh, asked Kyuubi. Naruto's left eye twitched when she said lower life forms since he was still human. Don't you think it would be suspicious if a guy who looked just like me and a woman who has 9 tails and fox ears were with me? And using henge is out of question since someone will detect it. It was then Naruto heard sobbing. Shit! I almost forgot, he said and ran to the front of the stand. Kyuubi and Weskier disappeared in a flash of red light back into the seal. When he got there, he saw I am crying. He immediately crouched down and hugged her. HMPF, you humans and your emotions, said Weskier. Off. Thought Naruto back. Are you alright? Did they hurt you? Asked Naruto. She shook her head no. Well, they will never hurt you again. I made sure of it. Come on, I'll take you to my home, he said in a caring tone. Now I know this doesn't seem like Naruto, but remember, Naruto's been friends with her and her father for years. Naruto picked her up bridal style and proceeded to bring her to his home. What he didn't know was that someone was watching him. He had a smirk on his face and now knew how to get to the blonde. Sometime before the incident, Sasuke Uchiha was walking around trying to clear his head. How dare that lowly peasant deny such power? He'll find a way to get it. All he had to do was find someone close to the blonde. But who? He was a loner. The only reason he had Zabuza and Haku was so he could train and become stronger. This angered the Sharingan user. Sure, he had Kakashi, but Naruto has a former member of the Seven Swordsmen, and a female bloodline user. Sasuke didn't want her because she seemed insane. Why should Naruto get the better teacher when he is superior? What frustrated him was the fact that he had such a powerful technique. What were those monsters? They could easily take out an army of armed civilians. Maybe it could take out a good number of ninja, just maybe though. Whatever the case, he wanted that technique, but how was he to get it? Naruto and he have bad blood already, so he couldn't just ask. Demanding it would only make matters worse. As he was thinking, he suddenly heard a scream. He couldn't care less if it was his mother, but something compelled him to go check. He didn't know what, but didn't care and went to check anyway. What he saw was 3 men attacking a woman. The 3 men then dragged her to the back of the shop. A man was dead on the ground, possibly a relative or friend. I knew it, nothing worth my time. He was about to walk away when someone arrived. Upon closer look, he saw someone he'd never expect to see. Naruto Uzumaki, the loner. He was curious and decided to see what happens. He saw Naruto walk in the back of the store, and after a while the woman ran outside and hid behind the stand. Naruto shut the door and then nothing. Sasuke waited for a while until he heard screams of pain. They only got worse as it continued. And then silence came. Naruto opened the door covered in blood and began talking to the girl. He then picked her up and carried her in the direction he believed was his home. Sasuke then thought, why would Naruto save that girl? Sure, it's the right thing to do, but I don't believe Naruto would do that, seeing the way people treat him here. She must be close to him or something. If she is... He trailed off and a dark smile appeared across his face. He got up and walked back to the compound. He has some planning to do. The next day, Naruto woke up only to feel a presence on top of him. He had to control the urge to reach for the kunai under the couch and kill the person right there. He then looked to see it was Ayam. She must not have wanted to be alone. That's understandable. He was then deciding on whether to get up or let her sleep peacefully. Then he heard a knock at the door. He signed and began to slide from under her. He was at last free and she was still asleep. He proceeded to walk to the door and opened it, revealing Zabuza. Naruto, it's shopping time. Hurry and get. Shhhhhhhh. Zabuza. I have a guest at this time, he said in a hushed tone. Zabuza looked behind Naruto and saw Ayam. A red smile then came across his face. Hee, a one-night stand? Good job, Naruto. Naruto looked at Zabuza like he was crazy. Do you honestly think I'd just go to anyone and say, hey, let's have sex so you could possibly give me some kind of STD? He said in a sarcastic voice. I'm not like normal teenagers, Zabuza. Wait, scratch that. I'm not like normal humans. Zabuza looked a little annoyed. Don't have to be like that. Anyway, who is she? She's a friend of mine. Zabuza stared at him for a while and then burst into laughter. Ha ha ha, you have a friend. That's hilarious. Get stern look. Oh, you're serious. Why is it incapable for me to have a friend? Well, he was interrupted by Haku. Hey Naruto. What's up? She said cheerfully. Nothing. Oh, I almost forgot. What do you want, Zabuza? It's shopping time. You have to take us, Mr. Babysitter. Shit, I forgot about that. Well, come on, let's go. They started walking away to the shopping district. On their way, the people of Konoha were giving them looks. Not looks of fear or hatred, just curiosity, as to why the demon is traveling with an S-rank missing Nin and a happy-looking girl. This for some reason had them bewildered and they couldn't comprehend it, unless he had them in mind control or they were his demon minions. Some of them reached one of the conclusions and began glaring at all three of them. Naruto just brushed it off, not caring. Zabuza just grinned, liking the looks of fear and hate, while Haku hummed a peaceful melody. They finally made it to a shopping place and walked right in. It had ninja gear, regular clothes, and weapons. They, being Haku and Zabuza, were browsing through stuff like clothes and weapons. Haku had her eyes on a bow. It looked like it was made with the finest of material. It was silver and was over 3 feet long. It had sharp-edged, which Haku guessed were for melee if an enemy got too close. The bow was amazing in Haku's eyes. And since she had control over ice, she doesn't need to buy any arrows. She picked the bow up and went to search for some clothes. With Zabuza, he was just looking for some clothes. He was also looking for bandages for his face, to replace the ones he already has on. They were old. It was then that he saw the game section. He didn't really want anything, but he decided to just browse through, just for the hell of it. And then he saw them. The video game he also always wanted, Call of Duty, Black Ops. Finally, I never got a chance to get this game while on the run. This is gonna be awesome. But then his eyes laid on something else, Assassin's Creed, Brotherhood. Oh my ing god. This is here too. Shit, I know Naruto will only let me get one. What to get? What a minute, does he even have a PS3? Zabuza then walked fast towards Naruto. Hey Naruto. Do you have a PS3? I doubt it, but I'll ask anyway. Why on earth would I have something so stupid? Video games are only a waste of time and shouldn't even be in a ninja village. Well, can you get one for me? No. What? Why? Because I know you're going to be up all night playing and you will be too tired to train. What? PSSHHH, no, I want. Just get that one thing in a video game I want. That's all I want. Fine, but only because I don't want you to be bored all day in the house. Besides, what game do you want anyway? Yeah, I'm kinda stuck between Call of Duty, Black Ops and Assassin's Creed, Brotherhood. Can I get both of them? No, that's too much money. I'm not spending $420, I'm going to use the American price, since I don't jack shit about Japan. Fine. ING. He mumbled the last part. What was that? Nothing. And with that he walked off. With Haku she was looking through clothes, which she shouldn't be since she had a big stack in her saw this, and he got a little irritated. He did have money to save, and these imbeciles were trying to drive him into being broke. He also saw the bow she had and raised an eyebrow. Why would she be interested in a bow? It didn't really matter to him, but it just raised his curiosity. Whatever the case, those two had better find a way to pay him back. Minus 30 minutes later, Haku were still shopping. Naruto was now getting pissed. Zabuza was finished. The only thing he had was Call of Duty, Black Ops and a new PS3. He was wearing a big grin on his face, you could even see it through the bandages. I truly don't see why you bother with such trivial things. You just never played a video game in your life. You're right. Because I can't be distracted from my work with the virus. I bet if you gave a chance you'd like them. Maybe even more than me. Ha. I doubt it. Okay then. How about when I get the game set up, you're going to have to play it with me. How about no? Fine. I knew you'd say that. Which is why I got this game with my money. Zabuza held a case that could hold 3 CDs. The case was labeled God of War Collection. What's that? These games will make you like video games. You'll see. Around that time, Haku had finally finished shopping. She had a huge thing of clothes. Naruto could swear he heard screams of pain from his wallet. I'm ready, she said in an excited voice. They began walking towards the counter. The guy behind it was bored out of his mind until he saw the group. He saw Naruto, and the first thing he did was glare. Sorry, we don't serve your kind here, demon. Zabuza intervened. Excuse me? We would like to buy some stuff, said Zabuza. You two can, but not him. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Like I said, we would like to buy some things, he said, slamming the end on his sword into the ground, making it crack. The guy was terrified. While shaking he said, Oh okay. Just put UTH things right there. Zabuza smirked, and placed his PS3 and games on the counter, and Haku put her things on the counter too. After that they headed home. The first thing Zabuza did was plug up his new game system into the TV. He then put in God of War 1 for Naruto. Naruto signed and grabbed the controller. Naruto created himself a profile. The game loaded and he found himself at the menu with half of a man's face showing. Naruto pressed new game and put I on normal. The man then said, The gods of Olympus has abandoned me. Now there is no hope. Zabuza was watching, hoping this would make Naruto like games so he could kick his in Call of Duty, Black Ops. Albert Wesker, a truly evil being. He plotted the assimilation of millions. His goal was to convert the people of Earth into a more evolved race. A race of perfect beings like himself. He wanted to be the ruler that isn't the word he was looking for. He wanted to be the god of the new world. Some would call him insane, others would call him righteous. It doesn't matter now that he was dead. He died fighting his arch nemesis, Chris Redfield. He would also never forget his partner, Shiva Alamar. He had to admit she was a beauty, much like Jill Valentine. Albert Wesker may have been utterly devoid of human emotion, but he still had his natural urges. Yes, while Jill was his slave, he did make her have sex with him. He was still a man, after all. Now was not the time to think about that, however, as he was currently running from demons. They all had weapons of any kind, and they were out with the intent to kill. For centuries, Wesker had been running from the followers of Hell. After cheating death by stunning him with a punch that would have killed a human, he had ran. Using his extraordinary intelligence, he had managed to avoid the hands of death and had been hiding every chance he got. Right now they had found him, like many times before. Wesker knew that they would eventually catch him, so he had to hurry and think of a plan. As he was running, he saw something that surprised him. A large demon was attacking a village, and then an idea found its way into Wesker's head. An evil smile came across his face as he formulated a plan. He turned around and looked at the group of demons. He then just stood there, waiting for one of them to strike. One of them did, and Wesker smiled as he attacked. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Minato Namikaze was not a man that could be scared easily. He took down hundreds of ninja in the Great Shinobi War with a technique that earned him the name the Yellow Flash of Konoha. He took down the most dangerous of missing nin. He even became Hokage at a young age. Now was the time that even he was scared, but not for his life, but for the lives of his family. His wife, Kushina, had just given birth to his newborn son, Naruto. He had his father's blonde hair and pearl blue eyes, but his mother's face appeared. Upon the stress of giving birth, the seal had broken and the Kyuubi had been released. The fox was gigantic, and it made the people of Konoha look like ants. It towered over them, releasing its energy that had been contained for so long, driving fear into the hearts of all. It was about to leave when it started itching everywhere. When it looked down, however, it was actually being attacked by the ninja. Their attacks, of course, didn't do much damage, if any. So it did what anyone would if they were being held captive against its will. It began to attack the village, killing all in its way. "Minato-kun, what do we do?" said a worried Kushina. She was holding little Naruto in her arms protectively. She knew that the only reason to stop it was to seal it again, but that would cost Minato his life. Maybe they could just leave and start a life of their own. "Kushina, what I have to do is not only to save the lives of Konoha, but it will also guarantee that our son will be seen as a hero. You should be able to infer what I have to do." Kushina looked confused for a minute. Their son be seen as a hero? What could that mean? Unless... No, Minato, you can't. Konoha won't see the boy as a hero, they will see as a demon. You should know this by now, Minato. Why do you think we kept it a secret all these years? People let their fears cloud their mind, and that lets them believe anything they want, not the truth. You can't do this, Minato. Can't we just leave and start lives of our own? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Said a desperate Kushina. Minato couldn't believe what she had just said. Leave the civilians of Konoha be condemned to their deaths? How could she even say that? She would never say such a thing. She was always sweet and kind, brash maybe, but still a loving person. There had to be only one explanation for this. What did you do to you, Kushina? The sudden question caught Kushina off guard. What are you talking about? What did Kyuubi do to you? You would never even consider such a thing unless the Kyuubi had something to do with it. It must have tainted you or something upon its release, said Minato. Kushina was shocked. Tainted? She was just looking after the welfare of her first child. What would any mother do in this situation? How could you say that, Minato? Do you really think that? Do you really believe what you just said? I'm just considering the well-being of our child, said a frantic Kushina. I'm sorry that you think that, Kushina. I have to do it, he said as he started walking towards her. Kushina had a shocked and fearful look on his face. Wait, Minato. You could just seal it in me and then I'll most likely die from the stress. Please, Minato, give our son a chance at life. He is getting a chance at life. He will be seen as a hero. Why wouldn't they see him as a hero after he stopped them all from dying by just being born? I know they will, Kushina, trust me. He then reached for the baby, but stopped, wanting his wife to give Naruto to him. She had a hard look on her face as she thought of what to do. Maybe Minato was right and they would see him as a hero he deserves to be. She reluctantly gave Naruto to Minato and he smiled, happy that she complied. He then looked at her and said, Watch when this is all over, Kushina. He shall be seen as a hero for his sacrifice to the village. He then leaned over and passionately kissed Kushina on the lips, to which she returned. He then pulled back and said, I love you, Kushina. I love you too, Minato, she said with tears falling from her eyes. She had a smile on her face, hoping that Minato was right. Minato smiled as well and he ran to the battlefield to stop the Kyuubi. With Wesker, he had just finished taking out the group of demons easily, surprising even himself. For centuries he had been running, thinking that the demons were by far stronger than him. He hadn't lost his powers as he still had his speed to outrun them. He smirked to himself, and then looked at the beast known as Kyuubi. Yes, he knew what it was. He did cross paths with other spirits who couldn't rest in peace. As the ages changed, Weskier knew that he could never get a hold of Ouroboros again, seeing as the flowers he had created them from were gone. So was the last plagues that helped him create the Ouroboros. They too disappeared into the sands of time. But he is Weskier, the should-be god of this world, and he soon will be once he absorbs the energy from the beast. He was miles away from the village, but this is Weskier we're talking about. He ran to the village with speed that was second only to the yellow flash technique, which was very impressive. It wouldn't be long before he arrived in the village. With Minato, he had run out of the hospital, and began forming the seals for a summoning jutsu. He finished, and with a shout of summoning jutsu, he slammed his hand to the ground and appeared the king of the Toad contract. Gamabunta, what is that you want? Oh, I see. You do realize that that is the most powerful demon in existence, the Kyubi no Kitsune? Wait, wasn't it sealed inside Kushina? Yes. It broke free after delivering little Naruto here. But we can't talk right now. Right now I need you to stall the Kyubi while I prepare the seals for the sealing jutsu. Okay. Goodbye, old friend, said Gambunta, knowing that this will be the last time he sees his summoner and friend. Goodbye, old friend. As Gamabunta charged to stall the Kyubi, it did something that surprised the both of them. It began screaming in pain. With Weskier, he had finally arrived on the battlefield and didn't waste any time. He immediately ran off top of a building and jumped from it towards the head of Kyubi. The Kyubi didn't notice until it was too late, as Weskier's outstretched hand latched onto Kyubi's head and he began to absorb the Kyubi. It screamed in pain and was shaking, trying to get Weskier off of it. With Minato was puzzled at the moment, but then remembered what it had to do. He got some ink and drew the seal that would seal the Kyubi into his son onto Naruto's stomach. He then began to carefully perform the seals, not wanting to mess up. When he finished, he yelled out, "Reaper of Death's seal!" And the sky began to darken more than it already was. Smoke had begun to appear between the Gamabunta and Kyubi as it began to take a form. It took the Shinigami, demonic-looking being. It looked at its surroundings and asked a frightened Minato, "Why have you summoned me, mortal?" Minato gulped and said, "I have summoned you to seal the beast known as the Kyubi no Kitsune into my son, Naruto Uzumaki," said Minato, hoping he performed the seal right. "That wish is within my power. It will be done, but not without a cost. This will cost you your life, mortal. I know the cost. May you please proceed with the seal, Shinigami-sama?" said Minato, trying not to disrespect the death god. The Shinigami just looked at Minato and at the Kyubi to see a sight that surprised even him. The Kyubi was still howling in pain. The Shinigami wondered what could have caused this, but he had a job to do, so he then grabbed the Kyubi's soul and pulled it from its body, not seeing the soul of Weskier. He then placed it into the body of Naruto. He then grabbed the soul of Minato by thrusting his hand into Minato's chest and pulling out his soul. He then ate the soul and disappeared, back to his realm. Minato's body began to fall from the top of Gamabuta's head, but the Toad King himself with its tongue caught him. He gently placed his body on the ground and disappeared in a cloud of smoke, seconds before the sealing process. Yes, he has done it. He is moments away from consuming the very essence of the Kyubi. But then something happened. It felt like something had just grabbed him. He looked and saw the very thing he had been avoiding for centuries, death. It was too late to move, however, as he had been grabbed, along with Kyubi, and placed into the body of a newborn baby. After the sealing, he was now in a sewer of some kind. He saw that he was contained in a giant cage. He looked at the bars and saw that he could easily just walk out. He began walking towards them and he was about to walk out when he felt a powerful surge of electricity go throughout his body. He screamed in pain and was thrown back into the cage. He looked at the cage and had an angry look on his face. "You can't escape," said a demonic voice. Weskier turned around and saw the very thing he was trying to capture, the Kyubi. "What is this?" he demanded. He was answered when a tail came flying at him, which sent him back into the bars, which electrocuted him and then sent him back into the cage. "It is your fault that we are here, spirit. I could have easily killed that mortal and that toad, but you had to intervene." Weskier got up and had an angry look on his face, even angrier than before. This beast dare attacks him, Albert Wesker? That cannot be tolerated. He jumped into the air and punched QB dead in the face. Now QB was expecting to feel a tiny pillow hit its face. What it didn't expect was a punch that sent his head turning right, smacking against the wall. QB held its head in pain it didn't feel in millennials. The QB recovered from the pain, and was about to attack again when Wesker said, "Now look, we could keep fighting each other, or we could put aside our differences and form an alliance to manipulate the boy into doing our bidding," he said straightforward. The QB looked in thought, still angry that this spirit had caused it pain. The offer was a win-win situation for both of them, however, so it looked at Wesker and said, "Deal." "What is your name, spirit?" I said, wanting to know its cellmate's name. Wesker looked at QB and said, "My name is Albert Wesker." -7 years later, life was going fairly well for young Naruto. He was still hated by his village, but at least he had a mother to help him through it. She practically spoiled Naruto, but not to the point of arrogance, or a big ego. He knew who his father was and he knew of the QB. He didn't hate his father, but he didn't miss him. He knew the life of a Jinchuriki, seeing as his wife was one. But he had too much faith in the village and now Naruto is paying the price. He was glad he had his mother, she loved him more than anything in the world, and Naruto loved her back. She gave him anything he wanted. He was her little prince. They even slept in the same bed, however. Both had different reasons. Naruto because he just loved his mother, and Kushina because she feared someone would send assassins after her son after an incident. When Naruto was only a few months old, someone had sent an assassin to kill Naruto. He was in his crib sleeping when someone snuck in through the window. Kushina had put seals in Naruto's room and immediately got up from her sleep. She made it just in time, as the assassin was about to kill Naruto with a kunai. She suppressed her chakra and tackled him to the ground. She hit him in the head with the hilt of her kunai. Not wanting blood to be in Naruto's room, she dragged his unconsciousness body to the bathroom and tied him up. She placed the sound suppressant in the bathroom so Naruto wouldn't wake up from the screams of pain. She tortured him, not for information on who sent him, just to send a message. He begged her to stop and tried to tell her everything, but she didn't care. She already knew it was someone on the civilian side of the console, so she couldn't retaliate. When she was finished with her torture, she killed him by drowning him in the toilet, which she wished for once in her life she didn't flush. She then wrapped a rope around his neck and dragged him towards the top window of the compound. She then left him hanging there with a large sign around his neck saying, "Don't touch my son, or this is your fate." Needless to say, the attitude towards the Uzumakis went from hate and anger to fear and horror. The Hokage was highly disturbed by the sight and immediately ordered her to take it down. She didn't reject the order, all she wanted was for word to get around to not mess with them. Of course she still had to deal with some assassins, so she had to hang their bodies on the Namikaze/Uzumaki estate just like the first one, which Hiruzen always objected to but didn't tell her to stop, and her plan worked significantly. Each time she hung them, the number of assassins would deplete until there were no more assassins' attempts on her son's life. It was after the first assassin's attempt did she decide to have Naruto sleep with her, and she would place a shadow clone in his room to fool the assassins. Whenever she was sent out on a mission, she would hire Mikoto to watch over Naruto, simply because she didn't trust anyone else in the village. Naruto considered her to be his aunt. Mikoto didn't really like being at a place where everyone had sticks up their asses, so when Kushina hired her, she would stay at her house and watch Naruto instead of Naruto coming to the Uchiha estate. She didn't spoil Naruto like Kushina did, which is why Naruto really missed Kushina when she was gone. Naruto still liked Mikoto, he just hated when he had to sleep alone, since he was so used to it when his mother was there. Don't get wrong, Naruto highly spoiled like most clan members. He just loved it when he got what he wanted from his mother. He just wished Mikoto would allow him to sleep with her, so he could have someone to comfort him. Speaking of Mikoto, he had also become good friends with her son, Sasuke. They played and had fun together like normal kids, which Fugaku disapproved of. He didn't believe in fun and he wanted Sasuke to be like his brother, Itachi. Mikoto didn't see it that way, she wanted him to have a normal life. So I assume you guys know who wears the pants in the relationship on certain matters? Right now she was babysitting Naruto, who was playing with Sasuke. Kushina was on a mission, as always. She just didn't get a break in Mikoto's opinion. The consul was always hounding her, sending her on suicide missions. But she wasn't the wife of the Yondaime Hokage for nothing. She could handle anything they threw at her. And that is what Mikoto admired about her. She was strong, brave, and courageous. That's when she heard a knock on the door. She already knew who it was and she opened it with a smile. There stood Kushina, who looked completely worn out. "ING consul," she said as she walked in. "I know that they're trying to get rid of me, but I'm an Uzumaki, damn it, and we don't die that easily," she said with a proud smile. Mikoto could only giggle at her antics. "Well, seeing as you won't die that easily, I assume you can watch Naruto now that you're home? Sasuke and I must return to our home. Fugaku is strict about curfew with Sasuke." "Yeah, I understand," replied Kushina. "You know, being a parent is easy when they stop shitting and pissing on themselves," says the parent who spoils her son. Mikoto remarked. "Oh, so I wonder how almost every Uchiha has sticks up their asses," she said with a smirk. Mikoto only glared at her before both of them burst into laughter. "Well, I got to go." "Come on, Sasuke. We have to go. You know how your father is," she called out. Moments later both of them heard running as both Sasuke and Naruto crashed into their beloved mothers. "Mommy, mommy! I miss you!" Sasuke kept on cheating in hide-go-seek. "Or is it hide and seek? I never got that," he whined. "Nah wah! You just at hiding." They both stuck their tongues out at each other. Kushina and Mikoto only chuckled at their children, glad that they both find true friends in each other. One who saw him for him and not just an Uchiha, and the other who didn't see him as some hell spawn and did anything to keep away from him. "Bye, Kushina. I'll see you around." "Come on, Sasuke. See ya, Naruto." "Bye, cheater." Sasuke glared at Naruto for that. Kushina closed the door and looked at Naruto. "You guys are something else, you know that? All I know is that Sasuke is a big cheater. How can he find me all those times, but I never find him? Explain that to me," he said with a look that said, well, maybe he's right. "You are probably hiding," she said with a playful smile. "Mom? How could you say that? That's like saying I hate ramen. And that could never happen. Never!" he yelled in the last part. Kushina then picked him up and brought him to the bedroom and began to tickle him, which Naruto immediately fell victim to. After that little ruffle, she had Naruto get in his pajamas, which had fox heads on them. Kushina went into her bathroom that was in the room and changed into night clothes, which was just a red nightgown that stopped at her feet. She got in bed with him and said, "Good night, sweetie." "Good night, mommy." She then kissed his forehead and they both fell asleep, snuggling together. 1 week later, Kushina could now be seen running towards Konoha. This mission in particular was to escort a man to deliver a special package. As they were making it towards the border of Fire Country, something she knew was bound to happen had occurred. It turned out that her escort wasn't a civilian. He was part of an ambush as root operatives had appeared and surrounded her. She dealt with them, but was wounded. She immediately started running towards her home when the thought of someone hurting Naruto entered her mind. She didn't even care that she was wounded. When she arrived at the compound, she was too late. She saw that Naruto was tied up and had tape on his mouth. She killed the root operatives that were guarding him as Naruto was shaking his head. She ran towards Naruto and ripped the tape from his mouth only for him to yell, "It's a trap." That's when an explosion occurred behind her, sending her flying over Naruto. When she fell, she had serious-looking burns on her back. She mentally cursed herself. How could she have been so stupid as to fall into an obvious trap? She looked up to see the man she despised with a passion, Danzo. He had 2 root operatives on both his sides. He had an evil smile on his face, a smile that said victory. "D Danzo, you son of a bitch," she said with the most hate a person could have. Danzo only chuckled. "Kushina, Kushina, Kushina. How have you been? I've been quiet for a while if you are wondering. I see you have done a fine job in raising Naruto. He will make a great shinobi of the leaf. If you lay one finger on him You'll what? Kill me? I don't see that happening anytime soon. Oh Kushina, You just don't know how long I have waited for this moment. This was a perfect chance, seeing as what is happening at this time. The ANBU that were assigned to guard you and your son are attending other matters at the moment. To be specific, the Uchiha. What's happening involving the Uchiha? That is none of your concern, Kushina. What should be your biggest concern is Naruto. Mom? What's going on? Asked Naruto, who was scared out of his mind right now. Not for himself, but for his mother. It's okay, sweetie. No need to worry. She tried to calm Naruto, which she knew wasn't working. Yes, keep telling your son that. As much as I would love to stay and chat, I don't have the time for that. He then looked at one of his agents. Deal with her, but don't kill the boy. Let him be. Danzo then began to walk out of the estate, seeing no need to teleport out of there. The root members he left there began to finish the job. One grabbed her arms and turned her towards Naruto, as instructed by Danzo. Both Naruto and Kushina had tears in their eyes as they looked at each other. Mom, Naruto said in a low tone of voice. Kushina only smiled before she said, I love you, Naruto. Be strong. The other root member then slit her throat, spraying some of the blood on Naruto. Naruto had a look of horror on his face as he just witnessed his only family die right in front of him. Moem? Moem! He screamed. The root members then cut him loose as he ran towards his now deceased mother. They gave one look toward him before they shined out of there, leaving the boy crying for his mother. In Naruto's mindscape, the time has finally presented itself, said Weskia. The seeds have been planted. And now we must help them grow. The boy will obviously want vengeance, making it easier to manipulate him. You know, I will sort of miss her. She is the only human I didn't want to kill. So, when will we contact the boy? When he is over his grievances. When we do contact the boy, we will ensure his loyalty. And when the time is right, we will both have our own bodies back. I could care less if the boy dies when that happens. All that is certain is that I will have my body back and I will be the god of this world. It is my destiny. While I don't have Ouroboros to aid me, there is always another way. Well, before that happens, I know I could aid you, said a QB who had a seductive grin. Weskia only smirked as he walked toward the demoness that was in front of him and began his task. At least being sealed in the boy had its perks.